And that's why I talk about the fish tank, because people are swimming around inside of the water and they believe the legal system is fair, and they believe that everything you're told in the news is true, and that there's no reason for the matrix to exist. Why would it exist? Why would there be this big collusion to try and prevent certain ideas being released to the public? I've never experienced any of these things. Well, that's because you're being a good little fish. You're inside of the bowl. If you try and go too far, you'll start bumping up against the glass wall, and the glass wall can be your social media accounts, it can be your bank accounts, it can be your freedom to live and breathe, because they will throw you in a cell. And I guess, perhaps I don't want to be too forgiving. I'm often called too nice. I don't even know this. I'm called too nice far too often. But I sit and I analyze, and you have to understand that although they're destroying my life, I don't take it so personally, because I very much understand why they're doing it. And I understand the enemy I have chosen. I feel like the best thing I can be in this situation is to not be emotional about what's happening to me. Because if I'm emotional, I don't think it allows me to think rationally. And I look at it very simply, and I ask the people at home who don't believe in the matrix, think of it this simply. If you owned a company and you had members of staff, and you wanted your members of staff to act in a certain way, and you had a couple members of staff who continually defied your orders and wouldn't do as you told them or asked them to do, even though what you need them to do is to the best interests of the company as a whole. They're coming along and acting different than you want them to act, and it's damaging your bottom line. You would fire them. Well, you can think of the world as a company, and they have decided that certain ideas are good for them. I disagree. They've decided that certain moral standings and geopolitical decisions are good for them. And of course I disagree. And I'm the bad employee. And unfortunately for them, people are listening to me talk. So now I'm inspiring a little rebellion around the water cooler on the lunch break. And they've thought, well, we have to stop this. And they've come along and they're using the tools they have at their disposal. And first they're going to slander you and cancel you everywhere and try their very best to convince the world you're a bad person. And if that fails, they will throw you in jail. And I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I'm not personally offended, if that makes sense. I understand the battle I'm in. Maybe I should be offended. Maybe I should wake up and say they've taken all my money and they're taking me away from my children. They're wasting my life. Maybe I should care. But when they come to arrest me, I'm very much like, well, this is the game we play. It's like losing a character, and it's like losing a little piece in checkers. You took my piece. That's the game. And perhaps I'm too rational about it. But anybody at home who doesn't understand that it's really that simple, that if you owned a company, you wouldn't allow bad employees to inspire a rebellion against the company. And the governments don't allow individuals to speak too much truth about how evil these governments are.